What's going on, guys? This is Craig from Tech 360. Today we're going to be installing this new solar-powered security camera.
Tech 360 Dallas, your #1 source for how-tos, reviews, and siren videos.
All right, guys, first and foremost, thank you for clicking on that video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I have installed these before, and so I'm going to give my opinion on them as we go. I've installed one of these on this house before. It's actually in the backyard, but this one we're going to install right here on this corner so they can turn it and look down this way of the house, and we can turn it back this way and look, because this is a 360 degree camera. That was a tongue twister. So basically you can look all around, you can turn it up and down, side to side, however you want. It is an HD camera, okay? It does capture HD video. You can talk both ways on it, so if you catch somebody coming through the yard, whatever it may be, you can talk, and then you can also hear them back as they reply as well. It also has a spot where you can put a micro SD card, so you can record for hours and save your recordings, whether it be photos or videos. It does have motion sensing, so it can also send you alerts when somebody moves or something moves. It all depends on how you set up the settings. And the best part is, as long as you are connected to Wi-Fi, you can view the video and the camera anywhere in the world. So like I said, I have installed these before. I've installed one on this house before, and I've installed one on another house before, okay? In my honest opinion, they're actually pretty impressive. I was kind of worried because, you know, solar power stuff, naturally we know solar power stuff just doesn't last. It just, you know, you maybe get a month or two out of it and the battery quits working or the charger quits working. You know, there's just issues with the solar stuff. You know, it's not that great. But honestly, I've installed some of these almost a year ago, and they're still hanging in there. They're still, I mean, they charge fine. They last a long time. They got great night vision, great recording. The sun doesn't fade the lenses on it, so you still, you know, have good clarity on it. The weather doesn't mess with it any, because they are weatherproof as well. They can be mounted outdoors, obviously, because you have to have a solar panel to power them. Like I said, and I was kind of skeptical about them at first. I just thought, it's just going to be like a little cheap camera, and it may last me a couple months, and I'm gonna have to get a new one, because, you know, solar stuff's gonna quit working. Because like I said, solar, I'm sketchy with, because you see solar and I think stuff ain't gonna last long. But these actually, like I said, I've got one on the back of this house that's been installed now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now, and they have no issues with it. They love it. They can zoom around. They can check on the dogs. They can check, you know, they can check on each other when one's gone from the house or whatever it may be. But they just want to install another one so we can see down this side of the house, see where the dogs are hanging out over here sunbathing, and they can also turn it and keep an eye on the front drive here. So we're going to go ahead and start opening this thing up and get it set up, but we're going to mount it right there on that corner. All right, so now that I brought you guys in a little bit closer, we're going to go ahead and open this up and get it set up. Now, I will say the install on these things are very simple. Just a couple of screws, and it's mounted and ready to go. All right. So once you open it up, you're going to get your little sticker you can put on the front window or whatever if you choose to, and you got your instructions, the paper instructions, just in case something happens and you can figure out the instructions in the app. Because it does come, like, as you go to install the app on your phone, they're simple to follow. They gives you word for word, step by step, verbal instructions, so it explains to you and tells you what to do instead of trying to read and trying to interpret what other people are saying. So it comes with your solar panel, which will mount on the roof, and it comes with, it's probably about a 6-foot cord, probably 4 to 6 feet, so you can mount it kind of anywhere or near it. You get your couple screws, and you got the other little pieces in case you want to, you know, drill holes in the brick and mount it in there, or you can just run screws straight into your wood. You got your mounting. Drop that. I got your mounting for your solar the solar panel itself, and then got this little beauty. This is the camera itself. Like I said, as long as these things are connected to Wi-Fi, you know, you can go to work and still, you know, and check out your camera, see what's going on at home. Like I said, I enjoy it. I've got one on my grandmother's house. It's just on the outside where I can kind of pan around and see what's going on. She's got some cows out back that I like to look at from time to time, see what they're doing and what they're up to. And so it kind of comes in handy for that. But like I said, all it is, you take a bracket, you mount that bracket where you want it, you slide that on, it locks in place, and that's it. That's your mounting. And then all you got to do now is run and mount your solar panel somewhere. And it's simple as that. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this thing mounted. We'll get the app installed on the phone, and then I'll kind of go in and I'll play with the features on it, kind of show you what it does. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the solar panel kind of on the side. All right, so as you see, what I did is I got the camera up here and I'm gonna put the solar panel back here in the back so you can't necessarily see it directly from the front of the house. It's not an ugly panel, but it's just something, you know, you may not want people to see. And then I'm gonna take the wiring and run it under and then run it across and just staple it up so the wire will be kind of hidden and it's not just dangling around and whatever. Now, you don't necessarily have to staple all your wire up, but to make it look nice and more permanent, that's what it is. Slack on it. Panels in place. All right, let's get down here and take a look at it. All right, so now we got the camera mounted, we got the solar panel mounted, the wire kind of tucked away, out of the way, and then you got the little antennas here. So you want to kind of tuck those up in a way, you know, if you can have them straight up, that's great, but if not, you can tuck them straight back like I'm gonna do here, because this will make sure, obviously, this thing does communicate Wi-Fi, so it needs those antennas. But you don't want to place them in a way where like this, you know, so when you go to turn the camera around, these antennas are going to be in the way of the camera. So you always want to make sure they're kind of out of the camera. And then there's a little protective film right here on the front. I'm going to go ahead and remove that and get that out of the way. I got a red light on, so that's good. That means that the solar panel is charging the battery, so that's a good thing. Now, the one step I did skip, and I know I've done this before, and I read the instructions where it says, it does come with a cable on the back, or a cable for the back, and you're supposed to plug in the camera and let it fully charge before you hook it up and do all your work. I always forget to do it, but I haven't had no issues out of it yet, so I keep forgetting to charge it before I go to hang them up. But I don't think you're going to have any issues with it if you do forget to charge it, because the solar panel will charge it as long as you give it time. It'll be good and charged and ready to go by the time you get everything completely set up. All right, guys, so as you see, the camera is now set up. And you can sit there and move it around, you can pan it and tilt, go all the way around this way. And as you see right there on the back, those little perforated there, what that is actually where the speaker is at, where you can talk back to the people when you catch somebody coming across the yard, whatever it may be. You can always speak back with them from there. Like I said, this thing sweeps all the way around and it's going to work out perfect in the spot. So we can look around the back of the house and the front. And like I said, this does have motion tracking, so you can set it up to where it detects people or any kind of movement. But that is it. Like I said, let me pull you over the camera here and then show you on the app on how it works. All right, so as you see here is a list of the cameras that we have. We've got 3 of them all connected. So we got one in the backyard. This is one that we took down originally, and now we installed this one. So you can click on it. Give it a second for it to connect, because sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others. But once you're connected, you can go right here to this PTZ, which is your scan button. You can move the camera around, so we can pan all the way around. We can check all the yard. You can look now at the backyard area. So there it is, the backyard. See the little dog, puppy dog running around back there. And if you want, you can also kind of zoom in on it as well, so it's not just the camera only. And I know it doesn't really look, you know, it's kind of hard to tell with this phone, but you know, the camera, you know, you can zoom in on the other pets or whatever it is. So keep on zooming around here. So now we're looking in the backyard, which you probably wanted to see. We got a little dog running around down here somewhere. I saw him a second ago. But then when you get to where you want to look at something, you can always zoom in and kind of look around and stuff like that. So, you know, clearly the more you zoom in, it's going to get a little bit blurrier, but that's just part of it. All right, and then when you get ready, you can go back. You can zoom back, and this is, you can hit the buttons, or this is also like I thought this was like a toggle, but no, I lied to you, it's not. But you can zoom on back around, just like so. Where you see the front, and then say, look here, you see the ladder that I was installing it with earlier. Go right here, you can chase the car down the road if you want to. See where they're going, see if they stop the stop sign, do they? And they do. All right. But that's how that works. So you can move it around all you want and adjust it where you want. And then when you want to go back to the regular screen, you hit that button. Now you can take a screenshot of like what you see. Like if you see somebody walking around, you're like, you know what, I want to save that picture. You can screenshot that. Oh, backyard. Just got a notification somebody's moving. Probably one of the dogs. But you got that. You can hit screenshot, but I think that only works if you have a memory card in it to save your pictures on. You can go hold to talk, which you can push that, and then you're able to talk through the camera. And it does come through fairly clear, and it does get pretty loud. You can hit record as well. Like if you see something suspicious, you can hit record, like while you're panning around. But once again, you still got to have a memory card in it, which is just a little memory or mini SD card. You got the light, so like at night you can hit it and it'll lights up the lights on it, which they are pretty bright. They will light it up good. And then you go through your motion detection settings to set how sensitive you want it. Do you want to detect people? Do you want it to only detect people, or do you want it to detect everything? Because this thing will sometimes even detect trees moving, and it will go off. There is a siren button that does make a loud noise. So like if you do catch something walking around or someone, you can set that off. Just keep moving around. You can go through album, but like I said, that's if you got a memory card. Yeah, see, you got no screenshots or videos because there's no memory card in this one. Full color mode. Now, full color mode, what that is because I wasn't sure what that was at first, but what full color mode does is at night when this thing goes into night vision, because you can see in the pitch black with this thing, when it goes full color mode, what that does, you can hit it. Dang, is you can so it gives you a list of people that are walking around in the backyard. Full color mode, what that does is if you want to, like, okay, say it's in night vision mode and you want to see in color at night, you can hit that the full color mode. But then I haven't set it up yet, so and all it'll do is it'll basically make it where it's full color at night, which I think it just turns the lights on so you can see better. But that is it. And as you see, this one is set pretty sensitive because these people wanted to know every time their dogs went out of the house into the backyard, so you know when they're moving around. So like I said, you can set it real sensitive or you can set it not as sensitive. They just have theirs set pretty high. But that is it on the app. Pretty simple, and it's like I said, it's all command prompts. As you're going through and setting up everything, the phone is talking to you, and the phone is telling you what to do and how to do it. So you can't go wrong as long as you listen to her and you do what she says. I mean, you can follow. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy to do. But that is it for the app side. All right, guys. So that is it. You've seen me install the camera. You've seen me set it up. You've seen me mount the solar panel and everything. Like I said, it is a simple setup. It doesn't take much. It's a ladder and a drill. And you just mount everything where you want it. It's an easy setup. On the actual app itself, as like I said, it talks to you the whole way. It's got nothing but command prompts. So as long as you can listen, you can hear what she's saying, you'll have no problem getting this thing set up. Like I said, it's an easy setup. I've shown you how the app works in the sense how you can zoom around and how to navigate through that. So that is the camera, and that is the outdoor solar powered security camera. So all right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, comment below. Don't argue, don't fight. And until next time.